Good evening, YouTubers. Micromep here. Let's take a look at the futures and talk a little bit about the markets and the news and the trends out there. I didn't do any trades today. Had some family affairs to take care of, so I could not get in a rhythm. And I like to get in a rhythm when I trade and look at the markets. I do have a lot of positions on right now, which I did them like 30 days out, so I'll let those play out. But the VIX was up today, so it was a good day to sell premium. But doesn't mean that it can't go higher tomorrow. We'll see. We'll take a look at it. I don't think I'll be able to trade tomorrow because I gotta take care of some family stuff. There's the bull. There's the bull right there. But let's take a look at the futures. Let me go to the futures. So we got the 10-year at 412. This week we have Nvidia on Wednesday, and then we have a job report, I think, if I'm not mistaken, on Friday. So I think it will continue to be a chop fest in the markets. Gold is down 40, and I'll talk some levels here after we go through the futures. Gold is down to down 40 in the after hours here in the futures that are trading right now that opened at 6, down 40 to 40.33. The dollar is at 99.54. Bitcoin is down 800, and crypto's under some pressure to 91.220. Oil is hovering around that $60 a barrel mark. S&P is up 11, a little bit over 6,700. Ether is flat. And I did see Ether, if I'm not mistaken, at 2,900 or something like that. But it's back over 3,000. Copper 498. Small caps 3. Nat gas 434. Pretty flat. XRP 213. That's come down some. What's Solano at? I didn't even look at Solano. Up 135 to 131. Nikkei is down 400 now at 49,415. The Nasdaq is up 45 to 24,924. Palladium and platinum down 16 and 10. Silver. So small caps are up 2, and silver's down almost $1 to 49.76. VIX is down a little bit, like 20 cents to under $22 to 21.83. The grains, corn 433, soybeans 11.52, wheat 541. Let's go to the CNBC app because it gives you here how the market's closed. I was just reading you the live future quotes right now. So here it says the Nikkei's down 1.69%, 850, and the ASX is down 143. On the regular session, we had the Dow Jones down 1.18%, and the S&P down almost 1%, and the Nasdaq was down 8.4, and I want to say that it was down the least because of Google. I do have a position in Google, and I think Warren Buffett got a position in Google as well. Not Buffett, I think his new team, his new management. I don't think that's Buffett's kind of style. The small caps was the biggest loser today, 196. Gold, oil, what we talked about. Gold was hit in the regular session 1.1%, silver 1.87. I think it's picking up the futures now. The other one was just a regular session on the day. This is showing Bitcoin at 90 and Ether at 29, so it's off a little bit compared to that that future reading that I had there. Um, I'll go over some stocks that I saw today, and then we'll look at some charts, and I'll tell you what I think. Um, I think that it's going to be choppy, and I think we will get a Fed cut, and I think we will get a rally. But right now we're choppy. The only thing that worries me is that we're under moving averages. So let's take a look at moving averages on stock charts because it puts the line there, and it's pretty easy to read. So stock charts. Let's start with the SPY, the S&P 500. You can see here on the daily year, we're cutting under the 50-day, which is the blue line. So we're lower there on the S&P. On the Qs, we also cut under the 50-day for the first time in a while. Here, we didn't close under it on this bar right here. I don't know if I can I was trying to move that, it's not allowing me to, but you can see that bar under that blue line. But today we actually closed under it at 603 on the Qs. I know that Dow Jones is, if I'm not mistaken, is right at the 50-day. So it closed right at the 50-day. You can see right there on the 50-day average. I know that the small caps are way under the 50-day, as you can see here. And we also have the 20-day rolling over, crossing over the 50-day. So this one's really looking bad. But if they cut interest rates, that should be good for small caps. Gold is still above the 50-day and right underneath, almost on that handle there on the 20-day, but it's still over the 50-day. Let's take a look at silver. Silver well above that 50-day. So any pullbacks here are still, I think, buyable and in a bull market, in my opinion. Let's take a look at GDX, the minor ETF, right there at the 50-day. Nice chart, and I think that the trend will continue higher in these names. GDXJ, this one's a junior miners, still there right there at the 50-day, and a better looking chart. Yeah, I mean, we were a little overextended. We sold off, and now it bounced back up, and then another little sell off. And I think money is flowing into those names. You also have the SIL, which is a silver miner ETF. This one overextended quick, pulled back, but there's a lot of bullish action in here. If you can see that up to the right chart. And SILJ, which is the silver, but the miners. Look at that. Let's take a look at some of the crypto ETFs. IBIT, Bitcoin. You can see it's pretty ugly. All the moving averages are rolling over. MACD is pretty negative. I do have a revert to the mean trade, meaning I think it'll bounce back, but there's heavy selling in this ETF, as you can see, well under the 50-day and even the 200-day, as you can see there in the red line. The Ether, which is ETHE for you gamers at home. Oh, what happened there? right at the 200-day. Well, I think we finished under it. Yeah, 24.64 we closed that. 200-day is, yeah, so we finished under the 200-day. 200-day is 25.24, so we closed under it on the Ether ETF, ETHE. Those are some crypto ETFs that are highly liquid and tradable. Let's take a look at energy, XLE, see how that's looking. Not looking too bad. Above the moving averages. You know, kind of some basing action here. I think it's in an accumulation stage, like I have mentioned before. XOP, another oil and gas exploration ETF. Not bad. You know, it's not breaking down, it's not breaking out, it's just being accumulated for the next move, which I think will be higher. I think it will be higher. I don't know what other TLT trade. If you want to trade bonds, interest rates, you have the TLT here under the 50-day. This is the 20-year bond. I don't remember what the TLT does in compared to the rate. I want to say this goes down when rates go up. Maybe. I can't remember. There's TLT and TBT. TBT is the other one. When rates go up, this one goes down, and the other one goes up, if I'm not mistaken. You can ask ChatGPT. I always do. I always get them confused. I don't really trade a lot of interest rate products. They've been pretty range bound, between 4 and 4.25. So we'll see. We'll see what the Fed does, and we'll see what the job report is. Let's see what other products are out there so I can educate you guys. So we did the interest rate, we did the gold. I'm not going to talk about currencies. Did the Bitcoin, we did the oil. I think I pretty covered a lot of stuff. International, don't know. You would have to look up to see if there's any good. The best international ETF I want to say is EMM maybe. I want to say maybe this one. This is emerging markets. It looks pretty good as the dollar has rolled over, has had an up tendency, as you can see there. Some stock names that maybe I should just look at now so I could be ready tomorrow if I get a chance. But I have a lot of family affairs, and I think I'll be busy with a lot of affairs this week, and it'll be very difficult for me to trade, I think. It was impossible for me to trade today. So it makes me sad because trading is my passion. And the car business is very tough right now. It's probably a good week for me to take off with all the stuff that I have going on. On the up news here today, we had a bad tape. I wanted to see if I could. I didn't get to read any news on any of these names, but CGML up pretty big today. Don't know why. I would have probably done some stuff there. And then PACS, I don't even know if they have options or not. I would have maybe done something there for it to go back down. I'm long SanDisk. It was up 11 today. I don't think I could have closed the position. I had some positions to try and close, but I don't think many got filled. Google, I have a bullish play in there, but I don't think it closed out. I have a bullish play in Oscar Health, in Nebius. But there were more down stuff today. Let me see here. Not much here that I would have probably shorted. Maybe some of the up. I know SGBX don't have options, so I would have probably done something in PAX, SGML, Zyme. I don't know what happened there today. Not a whole lot that was up today on the down tape. On the down tape, the biggest losers, and I'll probably look at doing some stuff here tomorrow if I get a chance. Canadian Solar was down 15%. And I think they have some decent news, so maybe I'll do a put credit spread in there. I think Dell's worth watching, was downgraded today. It was down 8. I'll take a look at that tomorrow to maybe put a bullish spread in there. Not a fan of Coinbase. I boycott their product. I don't use them. I don't like them. But they're down 20. I prefer Robinhood. I'm on their platform. But I don't think I'll trade Coinbase. Not a fan of them. What else here do I like? I have a position in Circle. I closed down my Hertz. Not a fan of Super Microcomputer. A lot of problems with accounting irregularities and SEC filings and a lot of investigation there. Not a fan of that name. Maybe SoundHound. I think I have a position in SMR. Robinhood, I have a position. That one's pulled back a lot. Hopefully it bounces back. Bloom Energy, I do have a position. Let's see if it bounces back. I do have a lot of positions, so it's okay if I'm not active. I was very active last week. So, and I always want some dry powder. I have some dry powder left. So, those are some of the names that pretty much that were down more than 4%. I really maybe have on the radar out of everything that I mentioned here today, probably Dell. I'm going to keep my eye on Dell. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the recap. This is a longer video. I had some time, quiet time. I enjoy doing, and I'm studying, so I'm studying with you. Anyways, I hope you have a great night. Hopefully I can get some trades in on the phone. If I can't, then I'm with the family and I don't do any videos. Maybe it's because I'm really tied up. eBay front, I think I sold TY and a comic book. I heard a ding go off a little bit ago. So hopefully we start picking up on that, and I can bring some more news on that side hustle as well with the holidays coming around. Anyways, peace out, love you, and see you in the next video. Bye.